You just drink it all in as Suarez serves in, and we are underway. Not a quality first touch, first swing on the way, and it's dug up by Mambu. Garibaldi, reset off the block. Here is that ferocious Georgia defense. Suarez, back set, Benjes denied again. And now working line, Garibaldi finally punches it through, make that Annika Groom on the pin for the first point.
Beautifully done off the hands. One thing you can tell Georgia's watch scouting video, that was 3 touches of block, sideline to sideline. Groom finally coming up with that final kill.
And the freshman Annika Groom coming off a team-high 8 kills against Wisconsin, hit a season-high 273. Free ball for the Jackets. They go quick through the middle. Nice up by Lum. Suarez, that wrist setter, over to Groom. Solid defense early. Muneke was caught flat-footed. Georgia's turned off the block touch, continuing to feed Muneke. Pushes it down the line and finds the seam.
Smart shot. That's a scouted shot. If you don't have it, taking it down the line, Muneke recognized open court, took it over in 2 hands. Good vision, good scouting report, paying attention.
Not the most ferocious swing that you'll see this year from Biana Muneke, the junior from Cypress, Texas. Her 128th kill of the season, Keita. That is 54 more than the next highest Bulldog. Whistle blew before the serve, and I think we'll redo it. Tori Harper, second on the team in aces with 13, the redshirt junior from Reno, Nevada. Tom Black's players who performed here at McCamish 2 years ago. Get some help from the net for the ace.
In volleyball, you play the let serve, not like tennis, so that one dropping for a nice ace for Georgia.
Does not get some cooperation from the tape that time as Tech takes the side out.
You're looking at the service strategy with Georgia Tech. So you have Groom going back on the service line. Haugen, number 10 for Georgia, was the serving target on the last rotation with Suarez on the service line. Let's see if they do it again.
Groom to serve. Good first contact by Muneke. Oh, a bit of an overpass, but it is landing for a point. Not quite in rhythm there with Kendall Kemp, 6'6" middle, but it gets the job done.
Coach Tom Black talked about the extension of Kemp. She's 6'6", elevates with that extension.
I think Michelle Collier calling for a challenge. Maybe a net violation, perhaps.
It looks like we're going to get an in and out call on that tip by Kemp.
Call on the court was the Georgia side out. Bulldogs started 5-0 this year, only suffered 1 set loss in that start to the season. And also a couple of matches against the ACC. Swept Duke on September the 5th, lost in 4 at Clemson 4 days later. Georgia Tech has tested itself against some SEC competition as well.
You're looking to see if that ball was out for Georgia Tech. Is looking at the challenge. The ball was originally called in.
And Michelle Collier told us we're not playing Georgia Tech volleyball yet, but we're getting there. You halfway expect it when you have half of your roster 9 freshmen. A lot of newcomers as well getting acclimated to her system, her expectations. Certainly, Michelle did not coddle this team with the quality of her non-conference schedule. The Yellow Jackets were able to knock off number 17 Purdue on the road in West Lafayette, Indiana a couple of weeks ago. That shows the ceiling of this team as they get set for ACC play.
You're looking to see if there's any pink between the ball and the line, and I'm thinking that ball was cleanly on the line without any pink of the floor showing through.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that call will stand. Playing a little game of telephone here before we get the final verdict.
Should be confirmed after that video footage.
And it is confirmed. The challenge unsuccessful. Georgia takes the point and takes the side out. Anna Julia Bleeker at the service line for the Bulldogs. Redshirt junior, Windermere, Florida, earned her first start of the season in that FIU match. Had a season-high 8 dings, also 1 ace. Trying to rack up a second early for Georgia. And through the middle, the side out by Garibaldi. Bianca Garibaldi, the sophomore from Argentina, 3rd in the ACC Keeley, 24th in the nation with a .432 attack percentage. The pit transfer has left her mark early.
There's nothing passive about the swing and the attack of Garibaldi. Always locked in as you see her get ready on the serve.
Coach Collier said she always gives maximum effort, high-level intensity, sometimes too much effort at time. Nice sharp swing inside the double block. The side out by Adriana Rhoda, the Middle Tennessee transfer.
Rhoda can hit on either side of the court. This one rotationally swung on the left, but you'll see her get all the way over. Good swing on that inside the block.
Two-time first-team All-Conference USA at Middle Tennessee as Muneke overcooks the serve. Back tied at 4. Not only is Georgia tops in the nation in blocks per set, but they're 35th nationally, a .270 hitting percentage. However, Georgia Tech has already tested itself, Keeley, against 3 teams ranked in the top 25 in hitting percentage, including national #1 Tennessee, #7 Wisconsin. Shelly Connier did say her team's defense virtually non-existent versus the Badgers. Nice meeting at the summit there from Pierce. And does it fall for a point? It does.
Fantastic swing by Rhoda, going high into the hands, causing the blocker to get that touch and send it long for the tool shot.
Rhoda, who led all of Conference USA, 484 kills last year for Middle Tennessee. I'm working down the line, shank pass, it's ranged underneath by Groom. Velez. And off the outside edge of the block, the cut side out by Mimi Mambu.
Mambu had a sliver to work with. Saw the line shot as she goes back to serve right now, but that was a fantastic swing, opening up her body, turning it down off the block.
Second on the Yellow Jackets, 67 kills for the true freshman from Chantilly, Virginia. LePue's turn, and she muscles it through the double block. 6'6", Ital LePue, the redshirt junior, and transfer from Texas A&M.
Andy, that's not a coincidence. So the last attack went to Mambu behind. This one, LePue on the right side. 10 on your screen. Haugen. I think Georgia Tech's going to try to attack over her.
Georgia trying to work tempo. Georgia Tech was on it. One more on the sharp cross by LePue.
Coach Collier talks about if our right side game is on, we are pretty dangerous. We need both LePue to play and Menges to get involved. That's 2 for LePue.
Spent 3 seasons in College Station, appeared in 21 matches for the Aggies last year. Georgia Tech up by 2. And a big swing from the 10-foot line, but it does not catch hands. And a point to the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs shaking that one out because Mambu got a hold of that. I think somebody should make Mambu a shirt. It's like Mamboom, right? You can hear it through a headset how hard she hits.
Hear that cash register ringing. Chloe Ellerton, true freshman. Snug set, but pounded down by Pierce.
Ellerton, the setter for Georgia, put on a really nice serve, but it was sticking the pass. Nicely done, Velez, putting that ball on the money for the finish with your middle.
Mashara Todt, freshman from Budapest, Hungary, with the assist. Jackets serving up 2. Off the slide, hammered down the line.
Oh, you like to see that. Tori Harper off of 1 foot. She hits with so much speed behind the setter. If you're a Georgia fan cheering right now, you're like, ooh, can we see that one again?
9 kills in that win here at McCamus 2 years ago. Haugen tied for the team lead with 11 in that match. Tech a little out of sync. Opens the door for the Bulldogs to tie us at 8. Off the block, touch and down. The kill by M.K. Patton, the sophomore.
It's almost similar offenses. So Georgia Tech's trying to work the right side, and likewise, Georgia's trying to work behind the setter as well. You saw the slide attack. This one, Patton get involved, really attacking over the freshman outsides for Georgia Tech.
Okay, Patton second on the Bulldogs in kills. Quality first touch. And that zone 4 swing. It falls from LePew. Third kill for LePew. And Tech back on top.
You saw Patton come all the way over for the tip shot or roll shot. Opened up that side of the court. Great job at changing up the angle, LePew.
Collier said she impacted their matches, their wins against number 17 Purdue and Ole Miss. Neke steps into it, works inside the block.
That's hard to do right there. You had Muñeque all the way inside and then swing out and around and still caught the block moving.
Already 4 double-doubles this season for the junior from Cypress, Texas. His teammates for a year at Texas A&M with the Yellow Jackets, Etel LePew. That one sprays wide for the service air.
Andy, we knew this match was going to be tight, going back and forth. But you see, nobody's getting the advantage because both teams playing really hard, sticking with the scouting report.
New effort and intensity would not need to be coached. There's a service air the other way by Groom. Yeah, I love what Tom Black told us this morning. He basically said SEC plays for us, it starts tonight. Just with the intensity and the stakes and the raucousness of the environment. Here's Bleeker. Long way to go. Velez gets there. Punched over by Suarez. Yeke trying to go soft over the block, had to lunge for it. And we have a violation on the Bulldogs.
Muñeque giving her teammates a head nod like, yep, guys, I got it a little bit. That extra penetration when you're going against a strong attacker. That's showing a lot of want to, but a little too much catching forearm to the net.
Tyson with the set. Can Muñeque get there? Yes, he can. One-handed up. Oh, that is pounded. Mimi Mambu with another physical swing.
Bringing the heat. This is the Fearless adjusting to the flow. She started doing it last week, hitting over 250 against 6th-ranked Wisconsin. Now you're seeing the same type of heat.
On silver with the USA Under-19 national team this summer. Michelle Collier's prize freshman. Slow to the net. Garibaldi flying through. A lot of traffic. We'll go backside to Bambu for another tool shot.
Coach Collier said yes, she's a freshman, but she plays like an upperclassman. Keep feeding her the ball and encourage Mambu. Hit fearlessly into the blocker's hands. If you see it, test the power off the hands.
You know, coaches like to be very tactical and technical as they're teaching their players, but Ellie said, you know, sometimes you just need to jump and hit the ball as hard as you can. Her words, not ours. Chance for Georgia Tech to build on the run. A great initial dig by Tyson, but Love can't keep it up. And all of a sudden, Georgia Tech starting to gap the Bulldogs.
Watch it on digital now.
Car, drive forward.
Opening set as League One Volleyball Atlanta partnered with Georgia Tech tonight to provide the playing court. This match at McCamish, Shelley Collier actually gave the honorary first serve of the first match in League One Volleyball Atlanta history this past winter. Boston with all those former Longhorns. After the championship in April, and how about a former Bulldog in Sophie Carroll? He's on the inaugural roster of Salt Lake's League One team.
You gotta love what's happening with pro volleyball across the nation.
So many options between that. Major League Volleyball, very healthy, and you love to see the game continue to grow as the Bulldogs get the side out of the timeout.
Nice tip shot over the block. Muñeque is going back to serve right now, so she'll be in the back row for the next 3 rotations.
Samstead 4-0 run. Quick through the middle, up high and down hard. Deandra Pierce.
Deandra Pierce getting up behind the setter. That's two right tight behind the setter. Good job creating that separation in the block.
She had her choice of seams there. Graduate student from Austin, Texas, began her career in Austin at the University of Texas. Back over to Mambu, but she misses wide. I think she was trying to turn her shoulder there, work line, but couldn't quite got it home.
That ball went down so fast. You saw Rhoda Georgia's block look at her teammates and say, was that in or out? I gave her a sliver.
But Kenna Lim to the service line. Didn't play in that FIU match after she took a knock in practice, but has really come along after redshirting her first year and then missing all of last season with a torn labrum. Career high 24 digs, 12 assists against Presbyterian, the first libero in the Tom Black era ever to record a double-double. Mambu winds it up. Good first touch. Better defense from the back by Mambu. That clip hands, no. Broom misses long.
When you see a player attack so high to the hands, that's respect of the block. You're trying to catch the top of the fingertips as you see Georgia hit their double sub to put Ellerton back on the setting line.
What did Tom Black said? Has been advanced for a freshman. 5'11" from Castle Pines, Colorado, leads the Bulldogs in assists. Well, the Jackets out of sync there, and Ellerton dials up the ace.
To get back in this match, Georgia needs to take that service risk because currently every attacker for Georgia Tech has a kill.
14 Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech, and I think Ellerton, Dad Scott Ellerton, for 10-year Major League pitcher, was a first-round draft pick. Spent time with the Rockies, Royals, among others. His daughter was a pretty powerful right arm as well. Runs in the family. Overpass. Chopped down, but not over. Good layout there from the back by Velez. And a point for the Bulldogs on the errant swing.
It all started with a missed serve receive pass. That put Georgia Tech more in that defensive scramble, and Georgia had that power swinging ahead of them.
Bulldogs countering with a 3-0 run. Nicely done from Velez. The back set. Slowed up. And it hits the antenna. Georgia Tech will gladly take the point.
Happy to get out of that one. These are two of the most composed coaches in NCAA volleyball. No reaction when a player does something wrong. It's just constant teaching and figuring out the next strategy.
Some of that is natural stoicism. Some of that is just well honed over the years. Because if you're calm, you know your players will be calm. Muscular swing there from Haugen to hatchet it through the block.
That set was set so low by Ellerton. Watch how low this ball is. That causes the little motion and seam between that block. Great job out of system, keeping the ball low, knowing Haugen would arrive.
Haugen, whose season high was 12 kills at Clemson, albeit in a 4-set loss. A great dig by Haugen. Haugen pushes it over. Tech up by one. That's a snipe by Garibaldi. Quick wrist from the middle.
The first set goes to the right side of Lepew, and this second set goes to Garibaldi behind the setter. This entire right side of the court, Georgia Tech is trying to really overload offensively.
Second kill of the set, 56th on the season for the 5'11" sophomore. Just not able to get underneath that block touch. Side out from Patton.
Patton, a local Georgia player. You heard extra fans cheer for her 6'5", that extension off the block.
Yeah, among the players in the rotations for both teams that we anticipate tonight, MK Patton is the only Georgia native. Suarez, the back set. Good up by Haugen. Georgia with a chance to tie. Well, they couldn't get out of their own way. And that one gets down. Groom.
Wow. You see the overload, so it's behind the setter almost everything right now for Georgia Tech. That was 2 in a row for Groom, number 6 on your screen, before she goes back to serve. But Georgia Tech not shying away from that right side of the court.
Coming off those 8 kills against Wisconsin, earning the start again tonight. Maneke redirects. Mendez turned back. Quiet first set for Larissa Mendez. Preseason All-ACC outside. Maneke winds up, but gets it blocked.
Oh! Not only is this ACC-SEC battle, this is like Georgia volleyball at its finest across the state. Georgia Tech testing power to the swing, putting it down on the block. Nice job, Garibaldi, on that close.
We'll see how the Bulldogs respond. So they were sticking passes, they were getting points, just not enough defense to subdue the Badgers. So far hitting .344, Bulldogs at .308. They close out this opening set. Maneke, strong swing, another block by Garibaldi. Here's Mendez trying to work high over the hands. She thought it got someone, it did not.
Mendez looking for the tippy top of those fingertips on that swing. Great job on the block close. The strategy for both sides, hit high into the hands if you see 4 hands in front of you.
Leaker was primarily a serving sub last year. Going to put some stress on the service line, but nothing you can do against Mimi Mambu as she finds the seam.
Libero Velez sticking another pass, and watch the speed out. Boom! Give that ball a seam right between 2 defenders.
Mambu already won ACC Freshman of the Week award, will likely not be her last. Where to go in tempo. Soft over the block, a layout by Suarez. Now Mambu trying to go line, but she misses the corner.
The right idea. Coach Koye looking over and told Mambu, don't worry about shotting it, swing as hard as you can. That's the same theme she's been sticking through with Mambu.
Oh, Maneke, good decision, good reaction there by Garibaldi to let that pass by to service air.
That was close right there.
Yeah.
You have Haugen in the front row against Lepeau. I'm probably not going to Haugen on this ball. This is one you're going to look for the right side, Rhoda, possibly to get the set.
First left team to serve from Tote. Nicely done. Lepeau has that denied. Mambu takes a rip. And a point to Georgia Tech. Evidently a block touch, and that might have Tom Black brandishing his challenge card.
I think this is the easiest situation you can use your challenge, is you just simply ask your players, did you touch it?
Now, especially at this late stage in the set, you can't take it with you to the second.
Georgia is challenging. If there was a touch on the play, the call is under review.
Second challenge of this opening set. Jackets at 5-3, bidding for a 5th consecutive 20-win season. They've made 5 consecutive NCAA tournaments, longest streak in 20 years on the flats, as we take a close-up look to see if there was, in fact, a Georgia touch.
So Georgia obviously went over to their coach. Coach, we didn't touch it, right? Both of those blockers went up. But Georgia Tech has a slight advantage right now because is there enough video evidence off the fingers? It looks a little blurry to me.
Yeah, the burden of proof lies with the Bulldogs. We'll see what this angle shows. Seeing anything from that angle to change your mind, Keely?
No, I'm thinking Kemp came all the way over. And not only, I'm not seeing any type of finger motion with her block. Right away, she was the first one to go over to Coach Black and say, Coach, I didn't touch it.
So your inclination is this will get overturned.
This would probably be your best angle right there. I mean,
It's
it
close.
might, I think it might stand. I don't know if there's enough video evidence, but hands down, if I was just watching body language, I would call this one as reversed. But I don't know if there's enough video evidence to reverse it, so it might stand.
If it does stand, it'll be Mambu's 5th kill of the set in 9 attacks.
Upon review, there was no touch on the play. Point, Georgia.
Call does indeed get overturned.
That was the right call.
They will retain their challenge.
Talk about an eyelash call sometimes. Well, that's a fingernail call.
Right.
I think Kendall Kemp is grateful she cut her nails this morning. Else might be Georgia Tech serving instead. 20 serving 22. And McKenna Lim. 10 aces on the year. Shelly Collier gets one last explanation. That's a very familiar face. Formerly Casey Evans, now Casey Rubin. Her first season as an assistant coach at her alma mater. And boy, did she ever swing hard in this match 2 years ago to help Georgia to the win. Lim with the layout. Down the line, catches the shoulder from Tote, and a stop point for the Bulldogs.
McKenna Lim, libero for Georgia, laying out on that ball, saved the play. Good low set down the line, caught a little head on the way out.
And a timeout for Georgia Tech. Down to a 1-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. They expected it to be tight and well contested. And with the first set yet to be decided, it has been both of them.
Can you hear me?
We got ya.
It's in and out.
Yeah, I will say, a lot of decibels cranking here inside McCambridge Pavilion. You'd expect nothing less. You know, what's funny is when Georgia came in here and defeated the Jackets in 4 sets 2 years ago, Michelle Collier vowed she would never again play their annual match at McCambridge Pavilion against Georgia. But here we are 2 years later, back at it.
And I love Coach Tom Black said, I am so shocked we're playing in the big pavilion, McCambridge Pavilion. If he goes, I would play every match in O'Keefe Gym, and he gave much credit to it's one of the three best environments you can find in college volleyball.
Yeah, but what can you say about this turnout, this atmosphere? O'Keefe Gymnasium, as noisy as can be, only holds about 1,200. All-time program attendance record was set in this Georgia match 2 years ago, 53.03. As we go down to the wire in set one.
You're right. This place is packed. Looking around, I've only been looking at the court, but stands are filled right now. It's making a wait, and maybe we move it here instead of O'Keefe.
Then once again to serve. And she floats it long. That old coach point that you love to talk about.
Yeah, out of a timeout, and fans are feeling like it was their point with so much energy behind that serve.
Mambu at team high 12 aces. Georgia to build from the back. Over the triple block. Point Tech and set point Jackets.
Georgia creeping back in. That missed serve was key out of that timeout. And now coming to the cruise. You have Pierce in the front row. LePew still there. I'm going right side to Rhoda.
Right on cue, Rhoda. The 6'3" opposite.
That won't be the last in that rotation before she goes off the court. That's a great play. It's a low set, one-on-one. You saw Georgia Tech's middle blocker commit all the way over in front of Tori.
A lot of experience from Adriana Rhoda. Two-time first-team All-Conference USA at Middle Tennessee. Here's Ellerton to serve. And it'll be an ace to cut it to one.
Here we go.
Well,
this is what you want, Georgia Tech.
And Ellerton put some strain on that service line earlier this set. Tom Black has the one he wants. Suarez. Groom hammers it, And that gets the job done. 25-23 Tech in a tight first set. And it's the freshman who finishes it off. It was that fourth.
Setting-wise, I think both setters doing a good job spreading the net across to all attackers.
Also not allowing a single block point from Georgia. Alst at the net. Off the back set, Menges trying to go sharp on the cross. Can't tap it down. Well read by Ellerton. Munich, the roll shot. Dig by Mambu. Menges. Yes, point Tech.
If you don't have the shot right away, you live to see another day. You saw Mendes take her first attempt over, just took the setter out. Live to see another moment, and this time off the block.
It's been a quiet start for the junior outside, Larissa Mendes. Just one kill and non-attacks in that opening set. Mambu, boy, puts a lot of smoke into that swing, even though she couldn't step into it. Tech tames the Bick. Oh, there's the first block. You knew it was coming sooner or later, and it's delivered by Harper.
Tori Harper waiting for that extra penetration. Stayed home and knowing that transition ball, Garibaldi was probably going to get it. Watch her vision down, jump back in with that left hand.
41st block by Tori Harper, second best on the team behind Kemp. She tied a career high 8 blocks against Texas Tech and Duke, and the A's puts the Bulldogs on top.
I think you're going to see that a lot this match. So you have Tori Harper serving down the line, but the goal is to have serve receive go on Mambu, the freshman.
14th ace this year by Harper. They had a Gatorade Player of the Year as a junior. How about a second straight ace? Velez gets controlling.
You gotta love it, a serving middle, putting 2 aces down out of this Georgia Tech squad.
Missed the matchup with Tech last year. She suffered a season-ending injury in the season opener. I missed most of last season, I should say. And that time overcooks the serve. Well done, though, but it is a 6th service error by the Bulldogs to 1 for Tech. Off the net, doesn't find hands. Point Georgia.
Mambu had a slight collision with her teammate and then had to get up and transition that ball out. Coach Collier checking to see if she was okay on that collision.
Not afraid to free the freshman. Collier said she played a great match against Wisconsin. In spite of that loss in 3 sets. Another service error. Boy, Georgia's got to feel like there's a draft right now inside McCamish.
Yeah, Georgia Tech taking advantage as they're doing the double sub right now. So you have Lapio coming in, 6'6" blocker right in front of Howe on the outside.
Michelle talked to us this week about needing her right size to step up. And she identified Lapio as somebody who can be a threat, able to impact the match like she did against Purdue and Ole Miss. Shara Todt, freshman from Hungary.
I like that.
That was clever, wasn't it?
It's a double quick, so the middle's going up quickly, and then it's a go set right over the middle. The blockers jump, watch the block jump, release, giving a nice tip open line shot to Rhoda.
Yeah, Rhoda just throws it down the line. You know, I think statistically it's been a slower start than perhaps Adriana Rhoda thought for herself after how decorated a career she had at Middle Tennessee, but she's acclimating to a new system. That's a clever finish by Pierce.
Annika Groom laying out with the one hand to keep that sucker alive. Watch the scramble right here. Getting it up. One-handed set. Why not? Go ahead, Pierce.
Collier told us their team's still missing that last effort on defense. They're bringing some effort. Boy, there is nothing you can do about that from Rhoda. Hello.
Rhoda, 5 kills on 10 attacks, hitting 500. Right now, Georgia Tech doesn't have an answer. You give Rhoda one-on-one, that ball's going down and going down fast.
A lot of court to work with. Rhoda, team high 5th kill. Up by Munecki. Oh, and on the way down, Haugen able to feather it home. And Georgia leads by 3.
Haugen has such finesse game. You almost want to throw her in the sand and be like, play 2-on-2. So much finesse in that hand.
Senior from Excelsior, Minnesota. And part of triplets. All 3 are at Georgia. Another block might force a Georgia Tech timeout. That one authoritative from Harper.
Georgia getting in their groove right now. You know what you call triplets in volleyball as a college coach? Half of a team right there.
Yeah.
You recruit them all and they're good. Get this drop back. Nice job, Tori Harper.
Hits the antenna. Another point for Georgia. And the Bulldogs are to impose their will on this second set.
What you're noticing right now, the serve-receive game for Georgia Tech breaking down.
Another out-of-system swing. Munecki to Haugen. Nice dig from the back by Velez. And that one does catch the court for the Tech side out. Give that to LePeau.
Without hesitation, setter Shara Totes going back again to the right side. The strategy's staying strong with Georgia Tech. Work LePeau on the right side when you get it. Nice job.
4th kill for LePeau. Career high 12 in that upset win versus number 17 Purdue. There's another one through the middle by Harper.
Kaya Tyson, the setter, running forward, and with communication and trust, felt middle Harper would arrive right there. That's some good volleyball.
Kaya Tyson been called around as much as we should, or that she deserves. 8 assists already for the junior from Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Great story from Tom Black that he shared with us today. You know, Kaya Tyson's mom, Felicity, played for the Canadian national team, and earlier in his career, Tom Black was the head coach of the Canadian national team, and he was in Ontario province with national team duties, just popped his head into the gym locally, saw Kaya Tyson. The rest was history.
Yeah, Kaya Tyson, one of the best setters that we've seen, and then she'll be in SEC, but it's so fun nowadays. You see 6-2s, that's a 2-setter offense happening across college volleyball, so she has to share time with Ellerton, who's now on the court.
You asked Coach Black about the evolution of the game and more teams going to the 6-2. He says anecdotally, I think you may be onto something.
Yeah, I think so. Now you can pack 18 players on your roster, and the transfer portal is a real thing. So almost to not only have so many pin attackers and a bigger block in the front row, but you almost have to make people happy nowadays to keep them.
And just tough angle. Tries to swing long and misses. Timeout Georgia Tech. What a response by the Bulldogs. They have forced a lot of flatness out of Georgia Tech, and they are doubling them up 12-6. They're active with the young roster, Keeley, that the offense would be ahead of the defense. And Georgia Tech knows that they need to tighten up here and train at the edges in this second set. And down 6 points. I'll gladly take a free one from the service line, though. And, it does bear repeating that Michelle Collier, because of various national team commitments, she did not have her full roster at her disposal until literally a week before the season opened.
Right, she was relying on that international experience with all the players to gel together today. As you're seeing 2 of them getting the close from Argentina. You got Garibaldi, the middle on the close to Brazilian Mendez with the right side set up right here. The combination, that's the experience you rely on by Coach Collier.
Might be rivals in soccer, but they can work together at the net. Garibaldi also second on the Yellow Jackets and Aces. Munecki, big wind-up. Works the block touch for the point.
So not only is Georgia Tech a top 25 team, Georgia's facing 3 more. So that's a shot Munecki knows she will need throughout their next 3 matches. Hit high, hit hard into the hands.
Tom Black pretty succinctly calls her a beast. Relentless work ethic. He says he loves the way that she's developed her game, because at the beginning of her career, she did not play in the back row, and now it's evolved to where teams don't want to serve to her in the back.
Yeah, Muñeque in 13 red, just a beautiful job getting all the game done.
The Bulldogs have tallied 6 aces, but 9 service errors as well. Pierce, trying to go on 2. Left that short.
At this point, you try to create that service run. If you're Georgia, you feel good. You already have 3 aces. You stay strong as you're seeing Bleeker go back to serve.
Serve and line to Mambu. She'll take it on the give and go. Had to reach for it. Muñeque over the double block. Mendez now. Triple block this time, trying to deny Muñeque. Forced her to the angle they wanted. Groom, Suarez, Mendez. Point tap.
I like that combination. You got Suarez to Mendez on that right side. A low ball set. 2 amazing digs, first of all. Georgia Tech keeping the ball alive. And then through the seam, hitting right at Bleeker, Mendez.
Eloise Suarez wants a little redemption for herself individually, because even though Tech swept Florida and really just dismantled a ranked Gators team at the campus last year, it was also the match where Suarez injured her wrist, wound up missing the next 19 matches.
And that was here in this gym when that happened. Suarez going out. Coach Collier said, if the ball's going over, drop that hand so the blockers don't attack it.
Georgia up 5. Muñeque had 11 kills, 6 digs. The match last year versus Tech. Mambu, strong swing, kept up by Lim. Muñeque blocked. Pierce with Mambu.
We highlighted both players, 2 power swings. Mambu taking the first one and then come in all the way over for Muñeque out of the back row. Power attack, power block.
Even though it seems like Georgia's turning the corner with its block, Georgia Tech right now, the team that's 16th in the ACC in blocks per set, actually has more overall than Georgia. Low flat set, cross-court shot, kept up by Mambu. Now Groom going line. But he will get it.
That's what you call a friendly net violation. Yep. Groom took the swing. The ball was going long, but Georgia caught net on that block.
Almost an ace. Transition ball for Tech. Trying to build something from the middle. Recycled off the block. One more for Groom. That's a sharp swing.
Andy, this is definitely not a stat in volleyball, but covering, when your attacker hits, I think Georgia Tech's one of the better covering teams in the nation, sitting in on that, giving Groom an extra opportunity for that final kill.
3-0 Tech run. Tom Black calls timeout as his team's lead is shrunk to 2.
Beautifully done inside the block. It took 3 covers to get there, but putting it down finally is Groom.
And the tool shot lands. Haugen the side out.
Excellent job changing up her power. Haugen took off some pace. The block was falling, and that caused the tool shot.
(16) serving 13. Off the slide. Boy, that was a reach by Pierce, and it was stuffed.
That was a kind serve-receive pass. I thought the serve was going long, but Velez, libero for Georgia Tech, stayed in that, and then finally Haugen with the final block.
Too much ground to cover by Pierce on that go-behind. Bulldogs back up 4. This defense by the Bulldogs. Suarez didn't get the pass she wanted. Rhoda one-on-one, trying to crush it in line. She thought it caught hands. It does not from the up official. Tech takes the side out. Tom Black has challenge card in hand, and he will keep it at the scorer's table for now.
the players, you saw Haugen look at Coach Black and there was a touch. But the question is, did the ball bounce first and then bounce up and touch libero Velez? He decided not to use his challenge card.
It was brandished. Great up by Lynn. He was coming in hot. Room goes soft this time. Rhoda hammers it home.
If you're not a fan of Rhoda by this match, you will be now. Rhoda is on fire behind the setter, 6 kills. And this one, automatic, good low ball off the defender.
Yeah, you can tell the Bulldogs making a point to engage Rhoda as she comes out. Gives her 6 kills in 12 attacks. And that deflects off of Tansy. Couldn't get out of the way of it.
I always have flashbacks to dodgeball in elementary school class when you're trying to get out of the way and it just clips you on the way out.
Lead back to 5 for Georgia after Tech took the opening set 25-23. Juarez dishes to Mambu flying in. Have to give a lot of credit to this Georgia defense. You could drink in the scene from McCamish tonight. Print it and frame it. That picture right there. Ellerton winds it up. They're doing a good job forcing Georgia Tech to work from the back. Off hands and down by Mambu.
You see Georgia Tech shift into that 5-1 offense. 13 Suarez now going back to serve. She was that front row blocker using Mambu, number 12 right here, out of the back row.
Luisi Suarez, 17 assists, 6 digs in the match versus Wisconsin. First freshman in all ACC. Georgia Tech since our own Keely Ely. Off the outside edge of the block, Mendez pumped up.
I thought it was a high compliment. Coach Tom Black was like, we need to slow down number 11. So that's Mendez right now. I think they've been doing a good job on her, picking up her 4th kill in the set. This one off the hands, but slowing her down.
Won a bronze medal with the Brazilian under-21 national team at the World Championships this summer. And a shank pass leads to another Tech point. They've closed the margin to 3. Sensing the momentum shift, Tom Black was ready to call a timeout.
I think the same serve you'll see down the line, trying to work Haugen, the front row, outside attack. I think Suarez is going to go right back to the same location.
Instead targets Muneke. Well, that's clinical. Patton.
I'm sure Patton came to Georgia Tech games growing up as a local Atlanta kid. Coming up the gut, here you go. Seeing no block, taking the extreme angle.
And good to see her jumping comfortably because when Georgia was going through his warm-ups before the doors opened, MK Patton landed awkwardly, seemed to roll her ankle in a collision with her teammate, and it did not look good initially. And she was, in fact, helped off by, in part, her head coach Tom Black. But then just good to see her back out warming up and obviously looking spry there. Service air from Groom. Can ill afford those, now trailing by 4.
That one hurts a little bit. Playing Bradley score, that 25 creeps a little tighter the minute you hit 22.
Harper, 3 aces. Working tempo. Cross-court shot, well defended. Mendez once again unable to be controlled this time.
Mendez, that's 2 in a row. I think Mendez getting going is a good sign for Georgia Tech. The question is right now, can you put a service run, Garibaldi, on that service line?
Garibaldi, 8 aces on the season. There's a float serve to get it started. Mambu hits the antenna.
Good job down the line, working the shot, just lipping the antenna. You got Kemp 11 on your screen, one of the best blockers in the nation. Throwing a little intimidation on.
Tom Black told us that Kendall Kemp could be twice as good by the end of the season. She already set a lofty bar for herself. Mambu measures it. Lim well covered. Maneke over the triple block. Cooks it wide.
That's the leadership Muñeque brings to the court. The high-fiving everybody on the court right now after that major swing.
They were loading up, and evidently it did catch a hand, so it's set point for Georgia. Leaker to play it in. Mambu can't finesse it.
Oh, we got a net violation.
Oh! Well, a lot of work yet to be done by the Yellow Jackets. But it is a net violation. Tom Black, remember, has not used his challenge. They do so here to get that 25th point. No play on.
Oh, the body. Yeah, Ellerton on the turn, number 12 of the setter. Coming up, it was the body turn drop.
Mendez to serve. Maneke puts it away. And the Bulldogs level us at a set apiece. When in doubt, or stand out collegiately at USF. Maneke tries to slap it down the line. Velez with the bump set. Mendez tries to go line, but can't groove that in.
Going back to what they did in the first set, give Mendez the ball on the right side. Mendez missed it a little wide, but I think another opportunity will be coming here shortly.
Mendez did have 4 kills in that second set. And the service there. You can tell that is clearly part of Tom Black's game plan. He wants to put pressure on the service line. You do have to live with those errors, though.
And he encourages the low flat ball coming fast at the serve receive passer.
Mambu tries to throw it into the block. Pinball's over. Rally continues. Mendez this time the setter. Mr. Target. Jackets get another chance. Mambu trying to connect on hands. No.
Mambu caught that ball a little behind her. Wasn't able to produce that top spin as she was trying to look for cross court.
Mambu held a little in check in that second set.
And that's the duration you need to develop. When you play top-level volleyball, you just can't take a point off at this level.
Mambu once again. Okay, with the off speed. Once, twice, Kemp gets it done.
Kemp will not be denied. Good high-fiving her teammates right now. The bench is loving it. The extra effort right there. Takes it second time, put it down.
Kendall Kemp, 3rd in the nation in blocks per set. The redshirt junior, Eagan, Minnesota. Tied a career high 10 blocks in their 5-set win over Georgia Southern.
And you see Georgia really going for the risk-taking of the serve, but Coach Tom Black, there's no reaction. If a player misses a serve, his face just so calm because he encourages that risk-taking.
Yeah, he's staying committed to it. Only one ace thus far for Georgia Tech. The back set, Maneke, yes.
Oh, Kaya Tyson setter coming forward, kept her body pretty still, so the defense was thinking everything was going forward. That was a beautiful reverse set to your go-to Muñeque.
He's a high flyer, just like her dad Gabe. Played basketball for Texas. Here's turn back. Mendez tough angle. Be up by Rhoda. Back to Haugen, but the block, Mendez with Pierce. And might that inject some energy onto that Georgia Tech side.
You saw Pierce, watch her elevation. She's looking down, pure penetration, just taking away her zone. That's a fantastic block close by Pierce.
Off the Mendez serve, Kemp has a lot of clear space but couldn't pack it down. Mambu does. Another power swing from the freshman, and we're tied at 4.
Groom made a great dig. The ball went super tight, but watch that high-handed set by Suarez, causing the moving block arrival.
Yeah. Attacking right at the 6-6 Kemp. Tight set, Kemp though, able to knock it down.
Oh, you gotta like that. And that's just the beginning of what Kemp can do. I watched her for years, calling many matches over at Auburn. The high extension, always ready. You gotta love it. Tyson trusted Kemp would arrive.
That was a 2-year starter for the Tigers. Set a school record and was 4th in the nation in total blocks as a freshman. Off the redirect, the side out from Mambu.
Got a little fist pump from Coach Collier on that swing, like, there you go. Jump high, hit hard. If you get blocked, we'll count it as a good block. That's encouragement from one of the best to ever do it. Best outside hitter, Coach Collier.
Mambu will get subbed out. The most physical player in our gym, according to Michele Collier. Freshman Laura Bialeski in for the first time. Out of Pongas, Brazil. Low flat set. Bialeski from the back to Suarez. And the block. That was too tight to the net for Groom. And too much of a wall put up by Rhoda.
A power block on a power swing, that's when you test the discipline of the block. Groom went right for it. Rhoda had the advantage and held it a little longer.
Bulldogs serving up 1. Hamilton's been serving tough. Nice layout by Tansey. Reversal, and it dots the line. Point Patton. Bulldogs by 2.
You could hear Patton all the way over here calling for that transition ball, wanting the set. That's what you want to hear as a setter. Know when your hitter's ready behind you, going for the kill.
Softles was covering line. Serve into the net, though, by Ellerton.
That's 3 missed serves. So that takes 3 of Georgia Tech's 6 points currently on just purely Georgia's missed serves.
And you understand, because Georgia Tech has been very erratic with its serve receive this year, expected probably because of a young team. But when you lead the nation in blocks, you don't want to give easy points, as that swing is into the net from Harper, and we're tied at 7.
And Georgia Tech's in a 2-hitter situation. You have Suarez at the net. Haugen probably is a good look on this outside if you can get a good pass.
It was hollering for that to go out. It'll be a free ball for Georgia Tech. Suarez off the go behind. Hustle from the back. Groom's turn. Smokes it.
Nicely ran offense. First, Garibaldi, the middle, held the block just enough, and that's how you get the low set out down the line. Hey, at least she got her hands up, Ellerton, to save her face.
7th kill for Groom. Tech takes the lead. Good first contact. That's blocked away by Garibaldi. And pounded down. Overpass by the Jackets, leads to the side out from the Bulldogs and Harper.
I love the reaction from Harper when she hits a good ball or gets a power block. It's that 2-handed fist bump of deep want-to inside of that competitor.
You know, that intensity gains an extra edge when you're playing your rival. Georgia Tech out of sync, and the Bulldogs regain the lead.
That's just a little miscue, that push back, calling the ball out of system, shaking that one off, because that was a good serve by Haugen.
And a double-double in the Bulldogs' 5-set win over Georgia Southern. Almost got another point from the service line. Muneke, clinical.
Look at the reaction from her teammates. You gotta love it. Muneke was like, yeah, this is what we do. You had Harper get up, hold the block just a little bit, gave the seam to your outside hitter, Muneke, for the kill.
Gives her 9 kills, hitting .222. Good pass. Oh, on the slide, it was blocked by Muneke, but it course throws off wide, and so Tech takes the point.
That's what you expect at the highest level of volleyball. Power swings, power blocks, hoping to get the advantage of the angle. That one going to Garibaldi.
Yeah, that was a physical confrontation. Does snap the Georgia 3-0 run. Suarez has Tech's lone ace of the match. Suarez ranges underneath it. Standing up, Mendez.
Mendez took a little bit off that swing to catch the bounce. First off the block, and then secondly, the defender. If Mendez gets involved right now, this is a good sign. Suarez is in the back row. Good blocker, offense and defense.
A lot of leadership expected this year of the now junior from Brazil, Larissa Mendez, but she, I'm sure, learned a lot from her fellow outside the last couple of years in Tamara Otene and Bianca Bertolino. Patton blocks. Keeps it up, though. Oh, and the point for Georgia. Sometimes the finesse gets it done.
Well, that brings a little energy on the court. Little miscommunication between Georgia Tech's defenders. Harper purely locked in.
And that's something Michelle Collier has lamented so far. Team a little quiet, tentative at times. Something they continue to emphasize is their communication on the court. Tech's turn to go soft over the block. Miscommunication from Georgia.
Andy, this is what I'm talking about. The cover game from Georgia Tech to keep that ball alive. Garibaldi took a swing into the block. That was 3 cover balls to get the final tip to drop between Georgia.
Hey, if you want beauty, go to a pageant. Tied at 11 with Groom to serve. And the service air.
You see Georgia sticking to Ellerton, a setter in the front row, putting a back row player in just for the defense.
Bleeker to serve. Got a great story about Anna Julia Bleeker. Off the overpass. But what do we have? Point Georgia Tech.
I thought Kemp did a great job acting like she didn't touch the net. You know, as a player, you don't want to show it with your body language, but looking at her coach, giving the head nod like, yes, coach, I felt it on my hand.
Yeah. Just was trying to tap that down before the close came. Flipped the net as she did. And just setting up Mambu. Mambu blocked by Kemp. Mambu blocked again. Now I think Kemp has made up for that net violation.
Yeah, Muneke really happy to have the help by Kemp over 2 times in a row. Nice setup on this. You saw Mambu taking a hard swing through the seam.
Teams trading shots here, trading points in our 3rd set. Side out, Tech.
Just pure encouragement you see from the bench of saying, keep going. There is 100% support behind an attacker like Mambu.
Team leading 9th kill. So an Under Armour next volleyball All-American last season, but some unevenness from the service line creeping into Tech in this 3rd set.
You just hope for Mendez that her team can stay 3 more rotations for then her front row play, because Georgia usually pushes when Mendez is off the court.
Somehow
Wow.
Georgia Tech able to get that up. Avoid the ace. Great dig by Velez. Mambu with the roll. Maneke is there. Trickling over the net. Mambu off hands and down. Georgia Tech had to get very resourceful, Keely Evelyn, to earn that point.
Are you kidding me? What a scramble play to keep the ball alive. Everyone was in on that to help out and off the hands. Yet again is Mambu. That was incredible.
It was. Great hustle on both sides of the net. Bialeski back to serve. Had her first career action in the Tennessee match. Finished with 5 kills, 9 digs. Slapped up and over. That draws a round of applause from you, Keely.
That was a good save.
Now the up by Maneke. He comes swooping in. Groom throws it into hands. Haugen. And that violation on Suarez. It is. Point Georgia.
Suarez making a case to Coach Collier.
Well, point goes to Georgia. They'll be the first at 15 as we've hit our 15-point timeout. Michelle Collier, though, does have that challenge card. We'll see if she wants to utilize it.
Over. Last set and this set, that's showing just pure want to by your killer outside hitter. Muneke putting together a lot of different shots. This makes her dangerous, coming in hot in the second set.
Team high 9 kills, also 9 digs for the junior. Gives the Bulldogs a 15-14 set 3 lead. Tech took the first, Bulldogs took the second. You see her numbers have jumped, 20th in the nation in kills per set, 4.54. Service air, Bulldogs.
Maybe it's the pink.
You think?
Bulldogs are used to so much red in their gym. Maybe it's the pink.
It's the same palette.
On the miss serve.
Seven aces, but it's been tempered by 13 service errors. The dish through the middle, the side out.
I like it. You give Patton a one-on-one opportunity. She's 6'5", hits at high extreme angles around the block.
Missed all of non-conference play last year with an injury. Lambert High just up the road now for Reto. Neither team has been able to get anything resembling a run. I don't think either team has led by more than 2 points in this entire set. That was early.
Yeah, that one hurts a little bit. So up to this point, there was 9 service errors. Currently, Georgia has 14. So do the finger math on that one. You got 5.
Good first contact and put down Harper.
That's a nice swing right there. So that's 2 plays in a row up the gut, up the middle of the court. You got Harper getting a nice one-on-one look for the kill. Get that open court to the right, Harper.
Getting a lot of one-on-one opportunities through that middle. Broom down the line. Measured it well.
Broom was just purely trying to attack Harper, the defender who's a middle blocker, before she goes off the court. But that was just a nice look with ball control by Groom down the line.
Harper couldn't get there for the reflex dig.
This is
Back
fun.
in front go the Bulldogs.
You got a couple missed serves. You can feel the nerves coming in at the end of the set. Georgia taking the lead by 1 right now.
Here's Bleeker. Up high for Mambu, got it blocked. Kemp was there on the close, and the Bulldogs finally take a 2-point lead, which forces a Georgia Tech timeout.
After this block, you got 2 thank you hugs from your teammates right there. That jump on Haugen. Great job all around.
You knew those blocks would come at an opportune time for the Bulldogs, and Kendall Kemp, 3rd in the nation in blocks per set, gives the Bulldogs a 2-point set 3 lead. Didn't play last year because of SEC transfer rules. She transferred after the spring. And I know that after being a menace in practice all throughout last fall, Tom Black is happy to have her suit up for good, helping pay some gaudy numbers at the net for Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia recruits height, so you're going to see a tall front row owning the net, getting ready for some SEC play. Kemp, Harper, Patton can all hang with any attacker and power with that extra penetration.
Kemp 2 blocks. Georgia 6 in the match. They did not record one in that first set. And coming in, if they said we could just make it a push in the blocks category, we'd be thrilled. And they're within range of that right now.
And
hasn't been as lopsided maybe as the numbers suggested.
And I'm thinking the only way to get through this Georgia block right now for Georgia Tech is to encourage heat. You swing as hard as you can, go high, don't attack down into the arms.
First they'll have to control Bleeker's serve. Mambu. That's one way to do it.
There you go, that's encouragement when you have your coaches behind you. You get a power block by this Georgia amazing block. You go right over Ellerton on that help with the close.
11th kill for Mambu. Menges trying to tie it. Nice layout though. Tyson to the rescue. Pierce not in sync. Eke just has to toss it over. Mambu once more redirects. Menges has to lunge. Mambu working hard. Transition for the Bulldogs. Maneke off speed. Smacked away by Menges. That's punched over by Tyson. What a rally. Menges puts it down though and ties us at 19.
Georgia is making Georgia Tech fight for every single point. There are 3 incredible digs by Tyson. This one finally with the finish. You could almost feel Georgia Tech players taking a deep breath on that rally.
I think everybody at McCamish took an exhale too. Tyson. Torres reverses. Menges able to penetrate the block, and Georgia Tech a 3-0 run after the timeout. They take the lead. And now a timeout for Georgia. Georgia Tech working hard deep into this 3rd set. Pulling ahead on the Menges kill as she got it off the inside hand of Kemp.
I think Georgia's doing an excellent job blocking Mambu, but now you have Mendes in the
program record, which was set in 2023 when these teams met here. Georgia Tech in the midst of a 3-0 run. Kemp couldn't take a clean swing. Mambu one more. Mambu starting to get it going.
Garibaldi, number 5, picked up the dig. That ball came right at her, and Mambu's going hard. Nothing passive today. Your first experience playing Georgia, everything is power.
There are only 2 options for Lamine Mambu today. She prefers Mimi. You swing hard, the alternative swing harder.
Right.
Back to Maneke. She is quite a security blanket, is she not?
Oh, look at that intensity on her face. Like, this is what I do inside the block. Watch this power angle. Seeing the core, that high jump coming inside.
Already a pair of 20-kill matches this season. That gives her double digits. Trying to take Mambu out of it. Mambu on the give and go, but what an up by Tyson. No, but just unable to be punched from behind the up official. And the point to Georgia Tech.
I don't know what was more impressive, the power in that swing or the Tyson dig off that just to keep it alive.
Tyson gave her team a chance. Now LePure comes in to replace Suarez ahead of Mendez's serve.
When LePure comes in without another setter, the libero Velez becomes the setter in this offense, and LePure is used as a blocking target.
A third set that's been played on a razor's edge from the start. And Georgia gets the point from Kemp. Not an in-rhythm swing, but Georgia Tech just not organized, and it's a 1-point deficit.
Georgia Tech had two of their tallest players on the same side of the court. That's a long way down to pick up a tip shot.
Here's Lim with a deep breath and a serve. Her team down 1. Mambu trying to hit into hands. Misses everything, though. And we're tied at 22. The first half to control Lim's serve. Suarez. Mambu. Off the block touch. The dig by Tyson. Haugen going deep and dot in the corner. Georgia takes the lead.
A little kiss inside the court. That's all you need, that drop. Good effort overall. I think it started with a good service game. Out of system set. Muneke sticking it for the finish.
That was pinpoint precision to give Georgia the lead. Off speed, Suarez the up. Mambu hits into the net, and it's set point for Georgia. What a turnaround deep in this third by the Bulldogs. It's turned into a 4-0 scoring run.
You can see the full commit of the Georgia block going outside to Mambu. Full communication as Georgia Tech's fighting for a towel for the court to clean it up.
Him to serve, and I think whistles blow play dead here. We're calling for towel.
And there's clearly
some saturation there,
need for a towel. You can see it on the court as you see Suarez wiping the floor just to make sure it's clear.
Sport provided by League One Volleyball for this matchup.
I know Georgia Tech wants to go to Mambu right now, but that's where Georgia's block and defense knows too. You got to get Pierce involved in the offense.
And again, whistles blow, and Tom Black is pretty irate now. Telling her down official, let him play.
Tom Black never yells. So when he yells, I mean, you got to listen.
That qualifies as an outburst from Tom Black, the 9th-year Georgia coach. His team 1 point away from a 2-1 lead. But the margin down to 1, and there you have it. DeAndre Pierce from your lips to Pierce's arm.
You're waiting for it right there, knowing that Georgia's block was full commit. You needed some action, as you're seeing. That was a pretty swing.
As Mambu comes out, Bialeski heads to the service line.
I like it. You got options galore right here. Rhoda on a good set, up the gut, has been working with Tori Harper on a good pass for Georgia.
Tom Black will use timeout. This team a 4-0 run when they were down 22-20 before the Tech side out. 25-23 Georgia Tech in the first set. 25-20 Bulldogs in the second.
First thing Georgia needs to do is stick a pass. I'm thinking you go, if you get a good pass and the setter's at the net, Harper in the middle, anything attacked in the middle in this set's going down as a kill.
Bulldogs hitting 270 this set. Georgia Tech 175. Now Muneke, not a bad option. Been cleaner up front by the Bulldogs as well, as you see the attack errors by set. Got to give credit to Kai Tyson, 16 assists as well. She's been running the smooth show.
First ball contact has never been as important until this this play right here.
See what Bayaleski can do first. (23) serving 24. Well done by Maneke. Tyson to Rhoda. Misses long. Oh, she had the seam, but we are now knotted at 24.
And I thought Tyson did an excellent job with the reverse set. It was a great look, just sending it a little long. Georgia Tech tied it up, saving a set point.
It was there for Rhoda. We play on. Point, Georgia Tech. Harper thought it clipped hands. And we will get a challenge. May it be set point for Georgia Tech, or will it be set point for Coach Black and the Bulldogs? Under review as the crowd roars to life. Yep, good luck trying to get anybody to hear.
Georgia is challenging that there was a touch on the play. The call is under review.
You know where I would want to be right now? In the huddle of Georgia Tech, because who knows if she touched it or not is Pierce. She can give a quick answer to her coach.
Yeah, Michelle Collier is down her senior middle blocker, Liv Mobridge, who led the team in blocks last year. The swing from Harper. You think it caught some fingers?
I thought I saw the ring finger off the left hand of Pierce clip a little bit. You see that motion?
A little waggle of the ring finger, perhaps. Sometimes you see these replays with your heart. Is there enough, though, to overturn the call? If it's confirmed and upheld, Georgia Tech set point. To overturn, Bulldogs set point. Neither team is led by more than 2 points in this entire set, Evelyn.
Yeah, this one's pretty tight. That angle looks a little blurry with the contact. I thought the first one looked a little more obvious, that the pinky finger and the ring finger caught a little motion on that attack.
Tori Harper was pretty adamant in the moment, cycling through every angle we have. Call on the court was no touch. You see a little bend of the finger there on that shot from Pierce. But is it definitive enough? Both teams try to maintain their calm during this review. Either way, it's close.
It's about as close as you can get it. Is there enough? You know, you can almost hear Georgia Tech fans at home saying she was finishing her penetration and that could have been the motion. But I'm thinking this one might get reversed.
Now let's get the verdict.
The play stands because it's inconclusive after video through.
Inconclusive.
Georgia
Call
loses
stands.
their challenge.
Bulldogs lose their timeout, and Georgia Tech serves for the set.
And that is why you never show your body language as a blocker if you do touch the ball. I thought Pierce, regardless, just turned to her team, acted like normal.
Now the poker face pays off for Deandra Pierce. 3-0 run for Tech. Tyson measures it, slapped over by Harper. Groom for the set. No, misses long.
Groom had the right idea, going high into the hands of the block. She's looking at her coaches, saying maybe you want to use your challenge card. Coach Collier reaching for that green card.
She'll want it. The immediacy of Annika Groom's reaction did not suggest necessarily that it caught hands. but knowing that it could deliver the set victory to your team.
Georgia Tech is challenging that there was a touch on the play. The call is under review.
Just gives another opportunity for this crowd to air out its lungs at McCambus Pavilion.
Yeah, how fun is this? Finishing out with 2 huge challenge cards. Coach Collier asking Velez, the libero, did you see a touch? Velez says, I think I saw it on the swing.
Harper, it seems, would be the culprit if there was a touch.
Yeah, on that angle.
Rode is also there.
Harper 1 in the middle. Rode on the right, number 6.
The call is upheld. We play on 25 apiece.
I'm not seeing any finger bend from Harper.
Only question is, did it graze her left pinky, left ring finger perhaps? It's maybe the only hope Georgia Tech has to overturn this call. Again, the 3 rulings on challenges. Call is upheld, call stands, meaning there's not definitive enough evidence to overturn it, and call reversed. But there has to be indisputable evidence for the call on the floor to be reversed.
I think this call, I could confirm it. It doesn't look like there's a touch at all.
I know the magnitude of the challenge. You want to be as sure as you can.
After video review, the play stands. The video is inconclusive.
Video inconclusive. Call stands. 25 all. Now Michelle Collier benefited from a lack of definitive evidence. Doesn't get the decision she wanted there. So, Allerton to serve. The freshman queued up. Room going soft, but it's blocked. Harper for set point now. With Patton there as well.
Little extra hang time on that tip cover. Blockers are feeling really confident. Good extra extension. Right hand of Harper, left hand of Patton.
Oh, serve is here. And they have propped up. It's an inopportune time for the Bulldogs. Back level at 26.
The good news for Georgia Tech is that Garibaldi's back in the front row. She's the highest hitting percentage on their team. In transition plays, she'll be getting the set.
Last to serve from the corner. Velez gets to her feet quickly to extend the rally. Point, Georgia. And another set point delivered by Patton.
Oh, 2 in a row to Patton. That's the confidence you see in this Georgia offense. Nice job getting that reverse set. Allerton's keeping it low over the block on that swing.
Getting 2 points in a row has been a scarcity for either side of this set. Rome got the block touch.
Off the hands, that's the previous shot she was looking for. She was like, I'm not gonna take this one to under review, taking an authoritative swing into the blocker's hands.
Well, you probably are feeling your pulse between your ears right now. Suarez still has Georgia Tech's lone ace. Forcing Georgia to work from the back. Patton measures it. Leneke, no. Groom, cross court and down. 2 straight by the freshman. A second set point for Tech.
This is the experience you want for your freshman outside. Bialeski laying out and then going inside the blocks. Groom saw court, went around block.
Yeah, the point goes to Groom, but the credit may go to Bialeski to keep that alive. 28, serving 27 in a critical third set. Not a great first ball. Maneke off the high ball, blocked by Garibaldi, and Georgia Tech takes the third, 29-27. And that was a show.
Because I think two more not missed serves, you keep those rallies alive. Georgia pulls off that last set.
Georgia only dialed up one ace in that third set. They had to 6 in the first 2. Slammed home, but kept up. Mendez, Groom to reach back for it. Suarez goes backside. Mendez down the line. Lim with the up. Groom measures it down the line, and Annika Groom starts the fourth where she left the third.
That's in some impressive hand control you're seeing from Groom. Working different spots. Last one, just taken with the sharp hand over her body. Ball control against the defender.
But from that angle, it might have sprayed wide, but hard to tell in the moment.
Georgia is challenging that there was a net in the middle of the play. The call is under review.
All right, so not on that last swing, but earlier in the rally.
The swing you'll be looking for is Garibaldi in the overpass. She came up, and during the rally, the referee called the ball touch the net, but that's the challenge that Coach Tom Black's looking at.
See how the opening point of set 4 shakes out. Groom coming off a team high 8 kills in that loss to Wisconsin. Her season high was 9 kills versus Arkansas State. If that call stands, she's got 11. I think Michelle Collier, at least at this point, has to be pleased with her team's defense. Georgia came in 35th in the country in hitting percentage. They're at 229 right now, and I think you're seeing fewer breakdowns, better communication, and just more of what Michelle Collier told us Georgia Tech volleyball that she hasn't seen in long enough stretches. This is the swing in question here.
That was the right call.
Because they did Garibaldi get the hand off the stove in time.
It looks like it was the bounce of the ball off the net on the swing. This is probably your best angle. Ooh. On that angle, it does look like she pulled low.
Now again, is the evidence conclusive? I don't see enough.
I think the previous angle showed her hand was over, but this angle, because it gets a little blurry toward the net, it looks like she might have been touched it on the way up, but that's so close. You're talking millimeters.
Two respected head coages pacing their respective sides. And Michelle Collier, her 12th season at Tech. Tom Black, his 9th at Georgia. And time to get the final word.
After video review, the call will be reversed. There was a net. Georgia retains their challenge. Point, Georgia.
Georgia does, in fact, get the point. It was close either way. You could see it from both sides, Keely.
I mean, Garibaldi's pretty adamant that the... Ooh, that was probably your best look right there. So Garibaldi's mad, but I think that's a...
Yeah, and we hadn't seen that vantage point yet, but that might have been the most conclusive one. So here's Haugen to serve. She had 6 aces versus Alabama State on September 4th. Almost gets the ace. The pancake by Velez, and it did catch the court.
There we go. Georgia coming out with a good reversal of that challenge card, and then that friendly bounce of the net for the ace.
Haugen had a double-double in a 5-set win over Georgia Southern. I'm going to push this to a 5th set. Patton hatchets it through. 3-0 start to the 4th for the Bulldogs.
Patton was a go-to player at the end of that last set. There's no doubt she was getting the ball early to start out the 4th.
8th kill for the sophomore. Haugen, team's leader in aces, coming in. And she will get one, working deep. 4-0 Bulldogs.
Great serve by Haugen, just testing the pass. This is the team Coach Collier talks about. We hope we come out strong, but every set feels like another battle.
The second ace of the night for Haugen. Juarez with the wrist set, but I think there was a net violation. Well, if Tom Black wanted to see his team respond after a bit of a heartbreaker in the finale of that 3rd set, they have shown that and more.
This is what happened in the set Georgia won. It was serve received by Georgia Tech, broke down.
And just from the 10-foot line, it's kept up by Haugen. Now Maneke blocked. Caltech needed a spark. Garibaldi provides it.
You'll fall in love with the competitive spirit of Garibaldi, number 5 right there. From Argentina, transfer into Pitt, plays every point with her whole heart right there coming off that block.
She was named best middle blocker at the U19 South American Cup. Like you said, 6 matches played as a member of the Pitt Panthers last season. Should have been a net violation on the Bulldogs. It was.
The right idea. I like going back to Patton. She's got a good look against freshman outside Groom.
You don't have the luxury of hiding or camouflaging your freshmen
Right.
at Georgia Tech this year. You know, sometimes teams like to prey on the freshmen. Bialeski just couldn't get underneath it.
And there's no backing down, even on a mistake. The ball went right back to Patton. Sticking with strategy, we're going to attack the left side for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, but she rolled her ankle during warm-ups. And at least when she was helped off the court, did not look promising. And just steps into it and stuffed. And again, these serves are jerking Georgia Tech out of system. Not a lot Mendez could have done with it. And it's a 7-2 Georgia lead.
Let me remind you, Kemp, yes, I was number 1 in the NCAA in blocks per set 2 years ago.
3rd this year. Harper to play it in. There's a service error.
One of those moments for Georgia, you start feeling confident in your service game, even though on that missed serve, but now you have an offensive pattern that's working. Patton's got one more rotation before she's in the front row. Why not give it to her? Ooh,
Camp. Yes, ma'am.
All hugs right there. Kemp is like, hey, Keeley, I'm one-on-one too in this rotation on a good pass. Ball's at the net. Ellerton can do anything she wants. Coming inside on that block is Kemp.
Velez was positioned well, but it was coming in too hot. Mambu soaring up, putting it down.
You almost feel for Georgia Tech, it needs to be Mambu time. You know, she's quiet all during that last set. Now it's a takeover moment. You enter into the match, develop your freshman year experience against a Georgia team.
Asking a lot of a freshman, but just shows her value. Almost an ace. The roof and the point by Rhoda. Boy, Georgia Tech had that all set up for them, but instead Rhoda puts it away.
Good little change up, dropping it in front. Coach Black's happy with that effort.
Pierce Off the quick set. An in-rhythm swing off a good serve receive. Pierce with the side out.
For Georgia Tech, if that starts getting hot, so it's a good pass. One-on-one, Pierce hitting cross body on a little push set.
Rhoda turned back, and it misses the line. Gets the job done.
Going back to the right side. It doesn't matter if Patton's back there or Rhoda with all smiles as she goes back. Georgia Tech really pushing hard, but trying to get the close on that right side.
Bulldogs began this 4-set 5-zip. Back to a 5-point lead, now down to 4.
That one hurts a little bit because currently offense is working for Georgia, even your blocking game, and just miscues on the Georgia Tech side. You got to continue with belief you can do this if you're the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's kind of that catch-22 where you know Georgia Tech is vulnerable in the serve receive, but you don't want to gift wrap them 3 points. Bumped over by Maneke. Suarez feeds Groom down the line. Good up from Tyson. And miscommunication in the back. Georgia the side out.
Tyson putting on her superhero cape on that dig. That kept the rally going, and Haugen deciding to go in with the change-up shot, recognizing defenders are sitting back on the heels, expecting power.
You know, it almost feels like that third set emotionally took more out of Georgia Tech. It seemed out of sync here. They're taking that third set. Groom. Patton off the redirect. Great hustle. That was Tansey. Thrown into hands by Patton, and she gets the point.
Patton with the extension. That ball was going over, but Groom failed to recognize that ball was going to end up on her side of the court.
Michelle Collier calls timeout here at Georgia, much like that second set, a 12-6 lead, as they look to extend this into a fifth. You know, Keely, volleyball is a global sport, but volleyball can also be a small world, as you see redshirt junior Ana Julia Bleeker from Windermere, Florida. Her mom, Tatiana, a native of Brazil. She played collegiately at USF. And would you believe her mom was roommates for 1 year with Georgia Tech's Michelle Collier. When she was a grad assistant, Michelle was a freshman for the Bulls. They never overlapped as players, but they did share an apartment once upon a time in Tampa, Florida.
You love that, to be so connected to a player and see then your daughter now compete against. Pretty fun. The volleyball community is so small, and especially across the world.
Tatiana, native of Vitória, Brazil, part of that famed Brazilian pipeline at USF that Michelle is kind of reignited here at Georgia Tech as they get the side out of the timeout. And Michelle told us she's known Ana Julia from when she was about knee-high.
That's pretty special right here, full circle.
Les on the service line. Crisp pass, scramble, doesn't go Georgia Tech's way.
That's working for Georgia. Patting up the gut, so up that middle of the court, you have the angle. Even if a blocker's there, you have the height. I love the play.
Bulldogs hitting 500 in this set. Suarez sticks the pass. Garibaldi puts it down.
I think you do that throughout. So here to finish, you go with speed in the middle. Garibaldi so fast off the ground. And then you have Pierce hitting extreme angles. Why not go to it? Now you're back in a three-hitter situation with Suarez on the service line.
It's a 33rd assist for the junior Eloise Suarez. Season high in assist percentage in that last match versus Wisconsin. Again, quick through the middle with a layout by Suarez. Groom takes a rip on the deep cross. First to Maneke. Under body. Couldn't find the angle though. Menges through the blocks.
Incredible job by both teams. This is the highest level volleyball you're gonna see. Coming strong blocks, good pickups. Bella is coming all the way over to pick up that transition ball off the block again is Mendez.
9-13, but you know sometimes those rally points can lift you up. Back to Maneke, inside the block.
Muneke knows what she can do. The power and going right back to her after that missed hit that Bella's made a crazy save, that shows you have confidence in the attacker.
Big shot of a double-double from Maneke, which would give her a 5th of the year. Again, quick to Garibaldi. Chops it down.
Georgia Tech trying to creep back in this set, but you understand you have the set advantage being up 2-1 right now. You're building for this set, and then maybe if you go 5, so switching strategy, getting more middles involved this set is clever.
Patton. Woo. Jump by Suarez, a jump on that grenade. Oh, and off the net. Georgia caught off guard. Suarez, the wrist set. Mendez with the cross. No, point Bulldogs.
Bulldogs happy to get out that one because that was a give and go free ball. Mendez played it, transition out, got the ball, sailing it wide.
Back out to a 5-point Bulldogs lead, continuing to keep the Yellow Jackets at arm's length in the 4th. There is Bleeker to serve, but long.
That one hurts a little bit right there.
Yeah. And also, Michelle told me that not only was Anna Julia's mom a graduate assistant in her freshman year, but then they no longer became roommates because the following year, she was an assistant coach.
Amazing.
So she was on the coaching staff of USF for a couple of Michelle's years. Camp, oh, good cover ball by Suarez. Sacrificing her body frequently in this 4th. Maneke on the roll with a sharp hit for the point.
She's got respect of the defense, sitting back and then takes a shot for hard angles. Beautifully done, Muneke. Watch her hit zone 2. This is cross court, short to the right side of the court. You know, there's so many languages on Georgia Tech's court, so I'll go with one, Portuguese. Obrigada. That's a thank you for missing your serve, Georgia, as you see Mendez coming off the court.
You wonder what the frustration level is for Tom Black. We just saw 19th service there for Georgia, but again, I think that was their game plan. They wanted to put some leverage on that service line.
Maybe you'll get a deep breath out of Tom Black.
Yeah.
He's so composed.
You knew him back when you were an assistant coach at San Diego State. He was the boss at UC San Diego, member of their Athletics Hall of Fame. Coat, the feed, Mambu off the tool.
No argument right there by Rhoda. It was so quick. You're looking to see the swing by Mambu with authority. Coach Collier giving her a head nod. That's right. That's what you're supposed to do. Hit hard with aggression.
Over the moving block of Rhoda. Quick to Camp. That's clinical.
That's nice right there. The only good news, I guess there's no good news because you got Tori Harper back in the middle when Kemp is gone, but one-on-one, looking nice, Kemp.
Pushes the Bulldogs lead back to 4. As Lim serves a laser. Phew. Called her out much as this match is unfolded. And that a net violation it was on Georgia. And no argument from the Bulldogs.
That's it. Want to right there. I get it. You want to penetrate. You saw you had the advantage of Mambu. Again, no reaction. Very calm, composed. Tom Black with this team.
And you can tell the team takes after the coach. Cool shot, and the side out, Rhoda.
Rhoda does an excellent job when she feels the middle blocker arrive late. She's just trying to attack the motion of the moving blocker to cause the ricochet off.
Tom Black describes her as a high flyer. 18 serving 14 as the Bulldogs look to push this match to a 5th set. Lesky trying to swoop in, root down from Pierce.
First one tonight we've seen Bialeski out of the back row. Such a great time to use it when nobody expected it. Coming over, and then Pierce with the finish, owning that net.
7th kill, make it an 8th now for Pierce. Career high was a dozen. She did that last year versus North Carolina. The go behind. Rare that we've seen that from Georgia. And a second straight point by the Jackets. They've closed to 2 after they trailed 5-0 out of the gate here in the 4th. And it prompts the Georgia timeout. Out of the timeout. A rip by Haugen, the cover by Velez. Groom throws it down the line. Maneke comes to the rescue. Georgia Tech a chance to cut it to 1. Groom elevating again, but blocked. It was Patton, and that nation's leading block comes through at an opportune time for Georgia.
That's the biggest wall we've seen from Georgia. You got Patton getting the setup, and watch the comeback, extra penetration. Get it! Dory Harper.
Give the block assist to Harper, a block assist to Patton. A 6th block for Harper and a 4th for Patton. The serve throws the Jackets out of system. Chance for the Bulldogs to build the lead back to 4 as they go to Harper.
The middle attack's working for Georgia. So yes, that was a free ball. The two-handed underpass sent over, and then you could hear Harper asking for it through the seam of the block. That two-fisted bump. Love her celebration.
2016. They're trying to go quick. Tote not on the same page with Garibaldi. Just like that, 3-0 Georgia run. Haugen fired up, and she should be, as Georgia Tech calls time.
An excellent job by Georgia, coming out strong. The service game, going flat, and that was like 3 good serves in a row by Georgia to create the separation.
When they've been serving tough, you sometimes oversimplified, Keeley, but we saw it in the 2nd set. We're seeing it in the 4th, and no surprise, Georgia claims set 2 and on their way to set 4.
When you're the underdog, so currently Georgia Tech's ranked higher, 23rd, you can play loose like this. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You see in the huddle, there's relaxation across, but staying united, arms around, face locked in on your coach. Everything's looking pretty loose and confident on the Georgia side.
But you knew a Georgia native would be heard from in this in-state showdown, and that would be the Bulldogs' M.K. Patton. A .435 hitting percentage tonight. Keeley, 11 kills, 23 attacks, added 4 blocks as well. She has really shown up.
Yeah, Patton's been doing everything. I think she's been the most consistent player for Georgia across the board offensively. Just every set, wanting the ball, asking for it. I think you ride her wave here on out if you're Georgia.
It's her 4th match with double-digit kills. Season high 16 against Texas Tech. Haugen on the serve. Groom winds up, gets it down.
Groom found her shot. She's not trying to hit down into the arms because she understood that's where I got blocked even the last time, but this one took it high off the line. Good play out of a timeout, Coach Collier.
Groom up to a 13th kill, continuing her season best night. Patton off hands. Groom once more. Neke changes the angle. And point Georgia Tech.
I mean, hanging on tight. I thought Georgia Tech not so hard hitting in this rotation. I thought Georgia was going to get an easier scramble ball, but Georgia Tech happy to get that net violation.
Suarez. Trying to go the low flat set to Maneke, and Georgia Tech can't keep it airborne.
Here we go. Finishing off, you got the 4-point lead. You feel pretty confident. Tori Harper on the service line. That means Kemp is in the front row. A strong blocker to add.
Ninjas and Groomer the outsides. Serve comes from Harper. Suarez to Groom. Line was well covered, but it lands to us. Points at Georgia Tech.
You almost had a dig there, Andy, with the save.
Yeah, you know. I try to stay humble.
Good idea. You got Groom in the back row. Can Mambu put a run together? That's got to take the serve.
Maneke. Up by Groom and bumped over by Suarez. This time off the net, and it lands. Kemp.
Georgia found their hot spot. Any ball at the net, it's going to the middle, whether it's Harper or Kemp. Sticking with that strategy in transition.
Gives Kemp a 7th kill. He's left her mark in this 4th. Woo! Garibaldi missed it. And now set point for Georgia, 24-19.
It's rare to get an open look. So you put that, okay, we just missed the angle, but that's a good shot by Garibaldi if you can pull it a little more into the court.
We are bidding for our first 5-setter in this rivalry since 2009. Mambu misses long, point to the Bulldogs. And this game will be decided. Tries to eat up Haugen. It's Patton, gets the tool shot. And the first point belongs to Georgia.
And another one, you got Patton. It's been automatic right before she comes off, is that right side attack. Nice job going right back to her, Ellerton.
Boy, getting the first ball side out just calms your nerves in the 5th set, doesn't it? Going quick, and that one gets down. Garibaldi with just enough.
That's the right strategy, because remember on the last set, Garibaldi hit wide, but it was an open look. So coming out when you get a good pass to show we're not scared, going right at that middle attack.
Time stood still as that ball hung up, but Georgia couldn't get underneath it. Well done on the serve, received, and put away by Kemp.
I feel like I'm in the chemistry class again in college. I don't have an answer. So you go, Georgia Tech doesn't have an answer for Kemp up the gut or Patton behind right now. That's what they're trying to get, and Georgia fully taking advantage.
Here is Bleeker, her mom, former roommates with Tech head coach Michelle Collier. Mambu misses the line. Couldn't get her feet underneath her. Georgia opens the 3-1 lead.
There you go, Georgia. Ellerton is in the front row for Georgia currently. The shorter setter. The matchup is correct. You want to go Mambu against Ellerton if they can get a pass.
They're going to go to Mambu. Just able to muscle it down. Kemp was prowling, but Mambu delivers.
That's a one rotation. You have the right matchup. Even out of a bump set, Mambu producing some offense.
16th kill for Mambu as Garibaldi serves. In system swing, Maneke. The dig go by Suarez. Mambu over the double block.
Wow.
Oh, over by Rhoda. What a point.
Just keeping it alive. That's all you need. That send over. Sometimes it takes a little deception to get it across a good offense. Good one-handed save down the line by Tyson. Rhoda sending it over.
There's some improv theater by Adriana Rhoda. 4-2 Bulldogs. Off the back set, Menges has that parried at the net. Bamboo takes a crank, gets it to fall, off hands.
You see Mambu working the same shot she saw Groom have success on. That bounce off the top of the hands, working the angle to the left, so no defense is played off the court.
Well, the tension is palpable inside McCamish.
We got streaks of knee pads on the court.
Knee pads, sweat, as you'd expect playing into this fifth set.
Ooh, this is getting fun. So on a good pass, Kemp has been getting the ball for Georgia in the middle. So if the ball gets reversed forward, Rhoda will probably get the set. But good pass, I'm looking to Kemp.
And just serving short. Tyson with a great pass. That was a dime to Haugen. And a sharp cross gets the side out.
That's a great time to use deception. You got lean back, set delivery. Haugen was waiting for her time, knowing the block was not committed on her.
5-3, Lim to serve. Misses the line. And service errors, as you know, they become magnified in a fifth set. They have been an unfortunate accompaniment for the Bulldogs and Coach Tom Black all night. Bialeski now to serve. He was part of that rotation in that 29-27 Tech win in the third. Haugen can't get it through. Over on two. The point to Groom. And we're tied at 5.
That's the most open net she's seen all day with that red Georgia block in front of her. This one going up. Just no block. Macy Harper make a late move.
Georgia Tech trying to take its first lead of this fifth. Tyson with the jump set over to Rhoda. Has to go for the tip shot. Groom blocked. Nothing there. Harper and Rhoda.
That was impressive. Rhoda recognized Groom was turning her body to work the tool. Watch how Rhoda got all the way overlined that shot to get that block.
And ferocious Georgia block that leads the nation per set. Regains the lead at 6-5. Suarez to Groom. Tried to go for the cross. Lim, well positioned. Be thrown over by Maneke. Pierce takes a cut. Georgia Tech serve to work through the middle.
Loving that right now because nobody expects the middle to be set from Georgia's block. That was a great time to do it. The block went up at different times even, not expecting Pierce to get that kill.
Pierce has a great sense of seams, the grad student. Back tied at 6. Now what Bulldogs wanted. Groom had to adjust the angle. Block, touch, and the point. It was Haugen off the high ball.
Such a heads-up play by Haugen. The setter Ellerton played the first defensive ball, so that was off of a bump set that Haugen went into the hands. Love that heads-up play.
Haugen up to 9 kills along with their 11 digs. Garibaldi. Well, he had to get clever there.
Speed be tight. So that's a goal you see Georgia Tech going with the speed attack, trying to avoid that extra extension by the block to get a full jump.
Only one ace from the Yellow Jackets today. It was from Suarez. 43 assists for the junior. Patton, block, Lum, well read. Now Maneke down the line, the layout by Bialeski. Groom misses.
That was a blind shot. As you see, Georgia is the first to 8.
As we switch sides. Long way to go. So close yet so far in this fifth from McCamish. Don't go anywhere. Kills a 407 clip. Now deliver some timely offense for the Bulldogs as you have enough to get them across and earn the win. Harper to serve. Garibaldi blocked, and now Georgia back in front by 2.
Great job at getting your middle ready to block on that out of a timeout, recognizing Georgia Tech was shifting their strategy to set the middle a lot more.
Shelly Collier paces a brand new attendance record, 5,478 at McCamish. Breaking the mark when these teams met 2 years ago, and can Georgia spoil the party again? Free ball for the Jackets. Broom working line, Harper was there. Maneke hammers in. 3-0 Georgia run and a Tech timeout.
As Georgia's putting it together, Tori Harper, you deserve hugs. That was 2 digs down the line that you picked up to keep the rally going. And then the power finisher putting it down, Muneke.
Picked out her angle and just sniped it. Maneke up to a 14th kill, none bigger than that one. Maybe none as powerful either. And you got to give Georgia a lot of credit here, not only here in the 5th, but in the 4th set when Georgia Tech was starting to build a rally. They found the timely side outs and have just been very stubborn in denying Georgia Tech scoring runs.
I think Georgia's doing an excellent job on the vision of the serve and then focusing on the most likely player to get set. Kemp is in the middle currently. She's been doing a good job blocking middle and then covering to the sideline.
Georgia's out-hit Tech 289 to 173 today. And holding the Yellow Jackets to 125 in the 5th.
If you're Georgia Tech right now, you have to continue to push that service game and go as fast as you can. Even though Georgia is the underdog, they're playing loose, they're playing aggressive. The pressure's starting to build as Georgia's 5 points away from the match.
Yeah, and I think that is one thing that has stood out. Just Georgia Tech has not put a lot of pressure on Georgia when they're serving. A lot of clean first contacts, quality first balls. They've led to in-rhythm side outs for Georgia. Harper will take another cut. Trying to extend a 3-0 Bulldogs run. Nope. Service there instead.
For Georgia Tech, it's all about rotations. Mambu is coming to the front row currently. She's the kill leader, so that's 3 more rotations as you're trying to finish off the set. You're going to have Mambu in your front row.
Whew. To be minus 15 in service errors and potentially get the win. Not something you see often.
I think Georgia's got the block and the power and the swing. They just continue to put together. They could be a feared team.
How about Anya Fedorovic coming in for the first time, the freshman from Poland to serve. Oh, shank pass by Fedorovic. Well, she put some pressure from that serve, but just couldn't get the up.
At this level in volleyball, you always expect a swing, even after a scramble, and Haugen was waiting for that attempt.
Bulldogs back up 3. Leaker sends it in. Mambu, no. 12-8 Bulldogs.
Here comes the Dogs, right down the line. That's the matchup. Mambu against Ellerton, but that set's got to be tight enough to go over that block.
Bulldogs even it in the 4th and ahead by 4 in the 5th. Upset is in sight. Mambu. Maneke swinging with force. Defended though by Velez. And put away by Kemp.
Pure want to at the net right now for Georgia. The swings, the block, Kemp all over that with extra effort. Not backing down. That ball, I don't stop until the whistle, says Kemp.
Now Mendez just the Leaker trying to extend a 3-0 run. It's long instead.
If you're Georgia, you have a very good lead ahead of you. You're in a side-out game, which means you have to take care of that first ball pass, Kemp's been lethal up the gut in the middle, and now Rhoda's back in your front row.
And Rhoda's had a crisp night as well. 10 kills, 429 hitting percentage. They'll go backside to Maneke. The up though by Suarez. Menges trying to finesse that in. And she will get the point on the net violation from Kemp.
Kemp was about to lose it right there, but her teammate Rhoda gave her a hug, and it was like, it was me, it wasn't you.
You've beaten the allegations. Garibaldi another serve. Georgia Tech down by 3. Here's Maneke through the block, and it's set point and match point for Georgia.
Georgia lost to Clemson, also in the ACC. This would be a huge makeup match for Georgia.
So match point with Maneke to serve, perhaps fittingly. She leads the Bulldogs 15 kills. Working line to Mambu. Tight set Suarez back to Mambu. And that is Georgia's point, and that is Georgia's victory. Well, Michelle Collier used a challenge. And I think she will, if nothing more than maybe to blunt the celebration. Did Maneke dodge that as it was coming toward her on the back?
Georgia Tech is challenging that the ball was in. The challenge or call is under review.
You get to smile, Kemp. You've done a great job this match.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it didn't catch any white.
You definitely see pink
Yeah.
between the line and the ball.
I think this will go Georgia's way. And what a response by the Bulldogs. You know, the emotional letdown of being so close to a set 3 win. You fall 29-27, but they immediately jump on Georgia Tech 5-0 to begin the 4th. So to come from a place where you know you're in a vulnerable place on the road with the crowd roaring and the home team in command. They take set 4, 25-19, and then that 6-1 spurt here in the 5th could pave the way for a big 5-set victory for the Bulldogs and improve them to 8-2 on the year. With young teams, you sometimes have to swallow hard and learn those lessons the hard way, and that may be the case for the Yellow Jackets tonight.
I think Georgia has enough heat on the attack. Their block is strong enough to hang with anyone, but they have to improve the serve and the serve-receive part of their game, and they can take down anyone in this nation.
One more look. I think looking up top to see if there might have been hands. Not sure there was anything there. The call was in, out, and that was what initiated the review.
After review, the ball was confirmed and out. Georgia wins the point.
And the celebration can officially commence for Georgia. 15-10 in the 5th.